Cthulhu? I like Cthulhu. I think I'm taking Cthulhu. And then I want to show you there are actually 3 different Cthulhu curves. Peep this. So, because I am still sloppy, I did not keep track of which units are in. There are no Quillboars, Murlocs, or Dragons. So, that's doable. So we'll see if I find a token in this first roll or not. So it looks like I'm going with mech. So I'll hero power. And then probably just freeze. Oh, sorry, I did not switch back. So I'll probably hero power and then freeze. Unless I'd rather roll. What am I trying to find if I roll? Like, I want a Divine Shield unit, and that is one. So yeah, as you can see, oh, what do you know I lose? The curve here is getting in those hero powers as much as possible, which is pretty sweet. Like, I like that a lot. So I think I just do this. It absolutely would have been more correct in every way to cycle the Refreshing Anomaly and then hero power. I'm aware of this, but I'm only aware of it after having made the mistake. Thank you. Oh well, I'll survive. Do I have to? No, we're good. So, yeah, the idea is to squeeze in the hero power several times. Next turn, I buy the pup bot and hero power again. And then I basically just keep that up, and eventually you level up to 2. So, it could be fun to memorize the Cthulhu curves. Cthulhu is one of my favorite heroes. Not because I'm good as Cthulhu, but because I think it's really cool. And I like the premise of incrementally increasing your stats every turn. Like, that's just appealing to me. Right. I don't know if you can hear that. Someone's fire alarm is going off. They had a cooking mishap, presumably. Cereal fires. Yeah. Notably, for those of you not actively looking at the chat, it's cereal, like the grain, as opposed to cereal, like with repetition fires. Cereal fires, like cereal but is on fire. I think we've only set the fire alarm off once, and it was because of potatoes. It was more because of the seasoning that was on the potatoes in the oven. Gray bow. I don't feel that bad about this. Oh, interesting. I'd probably rather have the micro mummy, right? Like, I want the swabbies because I'm greedy like that, but I think the micro mummy is more correct here. Because it can proc potentially for something like Deflecto. It's another mech. It's magnetizable with module. I think I'll freeze for that. Because on 7 gold, I'm going to level to Tavern 2, buy a minion, and hero power, which is all lined up for me here. But, yeah. When I was in undergrad, every semester, it might have been every year, the on-campus fire department would publish, it was a combination between them and the police department and whatever. It was like a safety thing. But they would publish a summary of all of the incidents that had taken place that year or that semester, whichever one it was, which included what I found often very humorous, page of fires or fire alarms or damages by dorm, and a brief description of the incident as it was reported at the time. Beautiful. So it would say, like, in this dorm, it had 6 fires, for instance, and they were noted as 3 a.m., cooking incident, no damages, you know, person woke up roommates by accidentally leaving ramen on burner, or something like that. And I just always thought those were very funny. The ones in which no one got hurt, I should clarify, if that wasn't evident. Hello. Wind Fury for the next combat. I don't think it's going to get to use it against Illidan, so I'm not going to. All that to say, I don't think there were ever serial fires. But there were a number of other equally silly things, I think. But yeah, it was fun data to pour through, I suppose, if you're someone like me, I guess. I promise, yeah, someone says, I can't wait to get undergrad over with. I promise it does end eventually, and that it's quite nice to be out on the other side. If you're anything like me, you were not a big fan of school as a structure or as a system, and it can be frustrating when you are interested in things and like learning things, and you're curious and you're creative, but you don't have a space that like works for you for that. Like school didn't do that for me as a space. And so I kind of had to like make it my own space, and that usually meant figuring stuff out. Did every single buff dodge this pup bot? That's incredible. So like fostering relationships with professors, or joining clubs, or like making projects if the projects you were interested in didn't exist. And I know that's like really cliche. Okay, it was a leapfrogger buff, nothing spawns. But if there's isn't anything going on there that you would like want to be a part of, then make the stuff that you would want to be a part of, you know? That's my soapbox. It is now being put away. But I promise you will get through undergrad at whatever pace, in whatever way that you do. And it will not necessarily look like the way that everyone else got through undergrad, and that is fine. It does not have to. That is not how it works. You are figuring stuff out, so take your time to figure it out and get the most out of it for you. Do I Wind Fury this for a complete tone shift? Do I... I don't know. I don't know if I do. 1-3. I honestly think next turn it's level and hero power again. So maybe I save this for the next fight when it'll be a little more relevant, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not getting too much stronger turn over turn. Obviously, the Cthulhu buffs are really good. But I'm assuming that the fight after this is going to be harder than this next one. If that makes any sense. Yeah. Yeah, it can feel really daunting when you have a lot of time ahead of you for it. I can empathize. But, like you said, it must be done. And if it must, right, assuming on the assumption that it is something that you want to do and that you're going to follow through on, which isn't, it doesn't have to be, right? But if it is, then I think you already have the right mindset, which is, I gotta do it. And so then you just do it. And, like, sometimes it's not fun, and other times it's, like, really fun and wonderful. But you gotta do it. Or it must be done. Alright. Do I take a 4? It could be any one of these, which would be cool. Or do I save up for a 5? Which really would just like be mackerel. But I guess it could be other stuff. Oh, cool. I would get a free counseling session. I'm assuming then that you are going to school for counseling in some form or another. And forgive my ignorance because I don't know what the like track for that is. I I realize I don't know what the track for like most professions, like professional tracks are. I was friends with a number of people on the like med school track or law track, like my girlfriend's going to law school. And so hearing people talk about being like science pre-professional as a course of study. So is it similar for what I assume is counseling or like mental health services or psychiatric care? I also, like, relatively, sometime in undergrad was the only time I learned the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist, as silly as that seems. Because in my brain, they were both just sort of over there hanging out. Counseling requires a master and a certifying exam. So I'm assuming then you're in a program that is undergrad, add a +1 or a +3 or whatever to do your master's and take that exam. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of school. That is a lot of school. But no, that's good. Depending on how you're built and wired and what you're into, I mean, it's probably pretty comforting to have a plan, right? Like, this is what I'm going to be doing for the foreseeable future. I have these next few years more or less lined up. Like, I know what they're going to have to be. It would probably be nice to get more units one of these days. But until then, I'm going to cheese out victories. I'm gonna have, like, no units in a second here, as I consolidate down to 2. Alright. Show me the money. Bran, question mark? What do you think? Maybe it's Tavern Tempest to fill out my board, and I buy both of those. And then I can sell something, question mark, in Hero Power. Let's try that.
That one might make all the difference.
This is slightly more stats. Guess sell the party elemental. This is something. Oh, you have an associate in social science program. You graduated in the spring. Congrats on graduating in the spring. And then you're doing a rehab and human services program. Nice. A master's in science, clinical mental health counseling. That's awesome. Yeah. That's a lot of programs to juggle as well. You were talking about like certifying exams and stuff. That's a lot going on. This guy is something. Yeah, I mean, fingers crossed when you have that application, that initial application, that you just get accepted there and are good. I would imagine that there has only been a dramatic increase in demand for mental health services and things like rehab and human services in the last couple of years. Not only because of the pandemic exacerbating that stuff, but also because I think there's been an increasing like awareness of that as a service or need or valuable thing. So it's unfortunate that there's a lot of it, but it is good to hear that there are people like you who are doing that work. Okay. This isn't looking great. Can I kill the guy? That is the worst hit. That's a lie. That is the second worst hit. Which is also the second best hit when there are 3 minions. But it wasn't the best hit, and about that I am upset. Alright. I've seen you before. Let's see how tough you are without a 10-10. Probably still tough enough to beat me, considering you still had the 10-10 left when I died. Whoa, that was almost bad. I probably want to get rid of this Tavern Tempest before too long, because I don't want it soaking up buffs. So that's 2 gold. I sell this and I can end on the party. Which would I rather end on? I guess this is... It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters a whole lot. Cool. Alright. Yeah, I would love to find Master of Realities. Maybe go to 5 and try to pull that off. That could be fun. As of right now, I'm looking for the elementals at my tavern tier, of course.
Everyone's gunning for it. Watch out.
Watch out, Bob says. Watch out. Ouch. Getting better hits, I think, generally. Yo, Puppet, you gotta stop hitting the one big thing that will kill you. That's just not good for business. That's not good for you. You die. Not good for me. I get punched in the face by a demon. It's a lose-lose, man.
How's it going out there?
Argus seems good. Yeah, it does.
That's what I would have picked.
That's what Bob would have picked. Do I want any of those? I don't think so. Hello. I want you. And indeed you.
My shield put Argus.
Oh, and Smogger. I didn't even see that. That's great. Cool. We're headed somewhere. That was a really good shop. That had 3 elementals, and they were all types of things I was looking for, just as I requested. Christmas is coming early. We're doing pasta for dinner. I'm excited.
Keep up the momentum, friend.
You dodged every buff. It's like a ninja. Okay. Get burgers, nice. Specific kind, I don't know. I know we're probably doing vodka sauce. That is a fan favorite. My girlfriend and I love vodka sauce, so we'll probably do that. And then I tend to prefer a shorter pasta shape. I don't know if this is just me, but like I really spaghetti, angel hair, like I don't like them. They just really aren't good in my opinion. Personally, for me, they're not good for me. So, like rigatoni, I think is primo. Rotini can be good. A good penne. Yeah, exactly. Vodka sauce, penne alla vodka, like seems obvious. Rigatoni is up there though for me for a similar reason. We have plans to make a vodka sauce from scratch. Haven't gotten around to that yet. Been too busy making other stuff, like bagels. But let's see, I don't want any of those. I do want you to make this more relevant. Can I afford everything I want? No, I won't be able to hero power this turn, and that seems really bad to not hero power this turn. So that's 2 gold, which puts me at 7, which makes me 1 short of buying 2 things. So maybe I don't cycle the Smogger this turn. Or I do play it, but I don't sell it. you two hang out over there. And then I can just like... Oh, I'm a fool. I thought I had one more gold than I did. I legitimately think I would rather play a minion down than miss out on 11/11 of stats. That seems worth it to me. Yeah, so Penne would be a great choice. I don't think we have Penne right now, so it'll probably be Rigatoni or Rotini. But Orichette is great. Cavatelli is great. Like, there are so many good pasta shapes that aren't spaghetti. So, like, why would I pick spaghetti? Yeah, maybe I'm being harsh, but I'm not dead here, right? Good. Okay. Cavatappi. Is that is a shape I have yet to hear. Unless it's what I'm thinking of. No. Oh, yes. Yeah, I am familiar. Cavatappi. Look it up if you're listening. Cavatappi. Yeah, that's a fun shape. I want you. I might want to level? Question mark? Find a Master of Reality? That'd be kind of cool. Can't justify that, can I? Show me a triple. I said, Bob, if you wouldn't mind, triple. It's not a triple. What if I sell this and feel a little bit bad? Cycle the Smogger, and on 2 Recycling Wraiths and Hero Power? At that point, would I rather sell a Recycling Wraith? Yes, I think I would. What are you? Large. I guess I'll just focus the buffs on this guy. What were your burgers like? What type of burgers did you have? Or anyone else, what you had for dinner? Or are going to have, I suppose. I still need to figure out what my preferred side is for a pasta dinner. Because I think the problem is that I could be perfectly content to just eat pasta and not have a side. And I should probably have like a salad or some roasted vegetables or something. And yet, I would just have the same volume that a side would have been, but also pasta. Why you gotta hit my Divine Shields, man? Nice. That was an exact hit. Good thing I buffed it the way I did, I guess. That was huge for me. I'm not dead, and I got loot. We take those. I don't really have an engine to get stronger on the back of. That's lovely. Do I want to discover a 6 or a 5? What's on 6 for me? Who's on 6? Stay out of the infield, etc. Jin's not that good. Little Reg's like not that good. I mean, I guess it's a scaling engine. I shouldn't complain. On 5, there's Tavern Tempest, which I guess doesn't do a whole lot on its own. There's Master, which it might be too late for, but probably not. Oh, I don't know. I think I'll take a 5. I don't think I can take you, my friend. Can I? Is that like supremely stupid? What are you? You're demons. I have to take the Deadly Spore. It's the law. I don't want any of these. I don't want any of these. And I maybe want that strong shell. Do you think he? I literally haven't fought Rag all game. I think I'll put you first. I'll give you +12/+12, and I'll cross my fingers.
You're doing great out there.
Right. Dinner planning. Okay. No Baron or anything, so that's not too spooky. And no Soul Jugglers or any weird biz like that. That feels pretty good. That feels really good, actually. Wow. We take a tie. We absolutely take a tie.
I've got some fresh recruits for you.
Fighting Diablo. I don't know if I can get away with selling this Deadly Spore. Like, that seems kind of dodgy to me. But I might. Anyways. Maybe I don't this turn, and I just hero power. And then next turn I can make some changes, if I so desire. Or I can triple this, easy peasy, and free up a slot for a second. Whew. It's a good thing I had the buff on that guy, because I was barely favored to come out alive. I'm sure I wouldn't have been without the buff there. Alfredo is excellent, and Alfredo is, I should clarify, while I normally don't like long pastas, spaghetti, and angel hair, I don't mind a long, wide noodle. Fettuccine, tagliatelle, primo, as far as I'm concerned. Like, those are great. I just think that the, like, angel hair with marinara, to me, for me, I'm not trying to, like, say you had a bad childhood, for me, is just kind of boring. Linguini's fine. That's getting a little narrow, I think, for my preferences. But I think tagliatelle is, like, the narrowest I'll go. Maybe. It depends. I'll be honest, I usually... Yeah, I'll take this.
That's what I would have picked.
Can I please get a triple?
Better hire a recruit.
It's worth asking, right? You are big elemental man. I need more poisons. I do not have more poisons. Thank you. Yes, make sure, tell the Olive Garden what it is that I'm looking for. I don't think I've got time for you. I might free this up for a second. I mean, this is like marginal, right? But 1 health. I have a friend of mine is from Puerto Rico, and he was talking about how, at least in Puerto Rico, the times that he has gone, Olive Garden's like really nice. Like the restaurants are gorgeous. And when he came to the States, because I met him at school, when he came to school, he was talking about, I think either like offering to take someone out on a date to Olive Garden or something like that, and just being met with, you know, a look that he could not understand why it was like, I offered to take you to a nice restaurant. I don't know what's so like wrong about that, but it's because Olive Garden is apparently different in the States than it is in Puerto Rico, which is news to me. These have been really good hits for me. I'm not about to complain about it. I'm just noting. I'm at what, 4, 5? Oh shoot! Oh shoot! Get out of the game. Right, I love anybody who bought me. That's also how I feel. It's like if someone offers to take me out to Olive Garden on a date, my response is never going to be like, "Really, Olive?" Like they're taking me out to dinner. That's lovely. I don't need to. I don't need to be picky about that. Plus, like, I'll eat unlimited breadsticks. I don't even. That's not even that bad of an offer. What the heck? Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
That's a
I'm gonna
great
hold off on playing that for a second.
to see this shake out. Better hire a recruit while you can.
Maybe.
That's what I would have picked.
Endless salad. I didn't realize. I'll be honest. It's been a minute since I've been to an Olive Garden, so I'm not up to speed on their offerings. But it doesn't shock me to hear that they have endless salad. This answers my dilemma of like, what do I have as sides for my pasta? I go to Olive Garden and I have endless salad, or unlimited soup, maybe. Yeah, who knows? Like, I believe all of it. I would believe that they have all of those things because the point isn't the soup, as it were. It's not about the soup. I think I sell this and I put this in for shits. Oh, I should have frozen for that spore.
Keep up the momentum, Chris.
Should that have been further back for after the trickster dies? Probably. Probably. What is that? Why are you... Stop. Okay, you know what to do. Hit the middle one. Easy as pie. Almost. Actually, no, that's better, because that... No, it isn't. Oh, gosh. I think this is the end of the line. Demons. Oh, you had a moment. You had an opportunity to be great. You had an opportunity to be great. Hey, I think we held in there pretty well. I feel pretty good about that. Deciding to go elementals off of that Discover. If I picked Bran, this would have been a very different game, and I think I would have died a lot sooner. So, not bad at all.